Hey guys, welcome back. This is both a continuation and an explanation of the lead up to my prior video concerning the issues within the quote-unquote communities of the Battletech fandom. I will delve further into some issues to make sure to accurately explain the issues. Why can't these activists figure it out? This is directly related to the politically charged Pride content that was injected into the Battletech fandom this month, June 2023. For some reason, understanding a separation of real-world political and social issues from individuals participating in a fictional universe in fandom is beyond comprehension. However, these same people that can't understand these basic concepts believe in theories like sex and gender being entirely separate. It's important to define things, so regardless of opinions, we know basic factual information. Politics and social issues are agendas and pushes for modern, real world social change or legislative change. That is what Pride is all about. Its purpose is to push the alphabet communities into positions where they receive all the legal quote unquote benefits the other 90 to 95% of US citizens and other first world nation citizens receive, and more. All of the following are included in the political and social realm: flag colors, insignia, slogans, etc., etc. For these elements to be paraded about in online spaces that specifically prohibit political or even social topics is a clear violation. That the current IP holder or employed and contracted activists support it in any capacity is irrelevant. This is a primary reason for the Reddit brigading. The no politics rule was appropriately applied to a flag, paint scheme, insignia covered fan creation based on info from both sides. However, some believe themselves to be exempt to the rules. This is why the seemingly organized brigading took place, which led to activists creating an official Reddit, followed by them taking over the original Reddit. As this hostile takeover was taking place, where near immediately a whole list of mods were available, IP holder, employed, and contracted activists could spend the day quote unquote moderating to push out wrong thinkers questioning the mod's bias, and AMAs were taking place. I see off Reddit mostly. It's always been portrayed as a cesspool of degenerate behavior when I have read about it. That being said, I engaged the Brigadiers on Facebook. Expectedly, they started the arguments, violating group rules, and claimed victimhood, followed by incessant use of the now meaningless word bigot, aka wrong thinking. I noticed a trend early on, a new slogan this year, which is quote unquote, people aren't politics. First time I saw that, it gave me pause. I looked at the screen and went, what? That is when I began ripping this slogan to shreds, and admittedly, it was fun. Got blocked by a lot of activists and hobby tourists, many of which were brand new to the groups, interestingly. Typically, when new to a group you want to be part of, you aren't engaging in heated topics in the first couple months you were there. Basically, as I defined what Pride is, being an expressly political and social movement, I received some very interesting responses. We all know the normal ones, the factually untrue genocide, erasing people, etc., etc., followed many times by the dog whistle bigot. The best part was, by design, is not once did I make any statements in opposition to an individual practicing a non-hetero lifestyle choice within these debates and arguments, unless of course I was going after a pedophile or other sex predator. Now, as I defined above, it is very clear the movement of Pride is expressly for political and social change. This is distinctly different from an individual living a non-hetero lifestyle. By the end of these arguments, the Pride defenders always got to the same point. They always made an argument that could be used to justify any system's right to show its own colors, insignias, etc. Everything from the far left socialist Nazis, to the Democratic KKK, to the Westboro Baptists, to Islamic imagery, where in their version of a normal society, they execute the various Pride participants. These factions all believe to their core their values are good and important for society, right? To say another way, rather than recognize an individual's personal, private lifestyle is separate from a political and social movement, they made the argument that could be used by the worst parts of humanity to present themselves in the Battletech communities and circumvent the no politics rules. Because, quote unquote, people aren't politics. I have now made my point very clear. Anyone of any lifestyle choice or belief system can exist in the Battletech fandom. However, they are not above the no politics rules they agree to. Is anyone erased? No. Is anyone genocided? No. Has anyone lost rights? No. Having made my point very clear, I'll move on to what should have happened. In Dominions Divided, the first thing you read, the first fiction piece, has a pair of lesbians written in it. Do I want to read about homosexuals? No, I don't. However, this is how Catalyst Game Lab should have left the overall topic. That was inclusion. That was diversity. That is exactly what the normal demand is from the alphabet communities. Representation. The line was crossed. The line was crossed when activists contracted and employed by CGL endorsed Pride branded fan material and through seemingly organized brigading alongside other activists took over the Reddit community, while supporting people who actively and knowingly violated forum rules they had agreed to adhere to. A consistent trend is that it is never enough to be included, to be diverse, and to be represented. It must be praised, it must be endorsed, it must be affirmed, it must be celebrated, or else. As a true fan of Battletech, here for the universe itself, I say no. I will not tolerate political dictates from the hostile activists. This is why I continue to advocate that fans will carry Battletech into the future. Battletech into the Future is the Facebook page I run. The rules are clear as day. Battletech and only Battletech is discussed there. All those who feel they must walk on eggshells among larger communities with toxic admins and activists, you are welcome here in the Battletech fandom. Battletech is ours in the past, in the present, and into the future. Thank you for watching. I would appreciate any likes and subscriptions in support of my messages and channel. This should be my last take on this situation, unless there's another flare-up. We all know the activists love conflict when they force their way in or rebuked. I'm looking forward to recording my new video on Battletech itself. I will see you guys in the future.